So today I'm going to embark upon an excursion with a poor man's end mill. We have a Bridgeport here. I don't know why I keep saying we, it's just me. Well, and my girlfriend, but I have a Bridgeport here, but I have a job locked up in it that's going to be there for a while, and it's a complex lockup, and I don't want to. Anyway, first the problem. Not that it's a problem, it's totally anticipated. I've used 1/8" 6061 aluminum for my top panel. I like aluminum better than steel for bunches of reasons that have to do with, everyone knows that steel can be an issue in a tube amp. So aluminum is nice, but because it's, oh, hang on. But because it's softer, I wanted to make certain I had compensated sufficiently for those heavy transformers. So I'm using 1/8 instead of, for steel you'd use 1/16 normally, and that's what the chassis punches are really made for, which is why I had to really crank on them to get these holes punched. But the problem that I anticipated and has shown itself is that the tube sockets I have, I mean, I could buy new ones, but if you can see that the tube socket doesn't protrude all the way through. Let me put that in the light, although the light's really bright. The tube socket does not protrude all the way through, right? So you've got a little over a 1/16. No, less than that. Well, maybe a 1/16, but at least a 32nd. That these sockets have to be raised, or the KT88 won't. KT8 has a real wide base, so much so that, well, this is the top. I've countersunk all the holes so that even the heads of the screws will allow the tube to get down in that socket. But it means that the tube base is wider than this hole even. So this thing has to be a little bit above. So you know what? I probably will go an 1/8. Anyway, I mean a 1/16. So these tube sockets have to be raised. Now, on the end mill, it would be fairly simple. But as I said, that's not available right now. So what I'm going to do is use a router. And I'm sorry about the reflections you may be getting. It's actually quite selfish because it's so beautiful I can't stand to stay in the shop. I'm going to use a router to take out this rectangle, which will allow the tube socket to fit down in there. Like I said, with an end mill, it's simple. Just lock this up and start spinning the dials. But with a router, those things are hard to control, so I'm going to use this plywood. It's birch plywood, and then these risers that are the same. When you add the depth of the plate to these, it ends up being the same, so I have a level surface to move the router around on. And then, so I've decided to move into the shade, but as you can see, it's a gorgeous day, so you can understand why I would otherwise like to be out in the sunshine, but it's actually getting too hot also. So, I'm not any sort of master craftsman, therefore I didn't feel like it would be of any value for me to show you every step that I took, but I'll show you what I've done in this job. I made a jig, and I'll show you how I do one of them, but the router can move around in here, and this is what I've produced. Anyway, the battery went dead a minute ago, so I had to go give it a charge, but went ahead and did this second one, and worked out perfectly. In terms of the depth, I just left the router at the same adjustment. And what am I doing? Oh, so this was the first one, and this is the second one now. And if you can tell, it's just perfectly flush with the top of the plate. So 2 down, 1 to go. And like I've said, I'm just showing you how I'm doing stuff and what the result is, because I'm certainly not a master craftsman. And if you need to know how to do something, there are guys on YouTube who are really fabulous, and also who make really good videos, which I don't. Because it's not that big of a deal, except I want to show ideas in case somebody else wants to do stuff. And so I'll show you this one. So what I'm doing is putting this jig over there, and the way I'm getting it in place is to use this socket. It's just a 1/2-inch drive socket, putting it right in the hole there. And now I want what did I want? What did I say? 4, 3, 5, 7. Okay, that's 7/16. So a little off. That should be it, all right? Okay, got it squared up. Now, let's... These routers, man, you need this. Although this one's pretty good. I've got a little one that's, Christ, it's like some sort of air raid siren. So, that can come out. This is nice and secure, although I'm not putting really any pressure on it. It's just a guide. And let's just check things very... Oh, I've just made these to give this thing something to write on. Okay. Pull up my chair. Put on my better eyes. And let's just take a look. Looks good to me. Wait a minute. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So let's just take a test. Give me a 30-second here. Get up on that. There you go. Perfect. So now it's time. This is a crappy tool. It's for wood, or it's not. I've burned it up. So I need to go real slow. I should just get an end mill, but I'm too lazy right now. This works fine. Now we're set. So that is that project, which means the next step for me is put everything together and do a dry fit. See if I need to drill any holes for terminal strips, which I don't think I'm going to need. There are 2 in the stock piece, but I won't need them. So, and once again, nice fit. Okay, so that, I think this is done. There are 2 more holes. Here and here where the original terminal strips are mounted, but I don't think I'm going to be using them. I don't think I need them, so I haven't drilled the holes yet. And I don't plan to until I'm certain they're required.